Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Wednesday, the 24th day of July. Where is this month going? Amelia Earhart Day, International Self-Care Day, which should be every day. Take care of yourself. National Cousins Day. Heidi, do you have a favorite cousin? Let's not mention who that is because you've got other cousins that might be upset. National Day of Motoring, National Drive-Thru Day, National Tequila Day. Heidi, do you have a favorite tequila? Or would
Not really.
Would we be afraid to offend the other tequilas? National Thermal Engineer Day, Pioneer Day, and Tell an Old Joke Day. I would let Heidi tell an old joke, but I'd have to bleep her, I'm sure. The first time I met her grandmother, sweet little old grandmother, she told me the dirtiest joke. I'm like, what kind of family am I marrying into here? All right, I'm excited to chat with my guest today, Matt Walsh. Now, earlier this week, we had a guest on the program. We had Elizabeth Shue. She's in a new movie called The Good Half. Matt is in that movie with her. It was in theaters last night. It'll be in theaters again tomorrow. We're going to chat all about that coming up. Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. According to the cliche, the barbecue is the exclusive domain of the dude. Well, tell you what, turns out women are the unsung hero of the grill. According to a new poll, 2,000 men and women took part in a survey. It showed that over half, 53% of us, believe that women don't get the credit they're due or the praise they deserve for their skills on the grills. Why is that? Because it's a stereotype of the guy doing the grilling. In our household, Heidi does as much, if not more, grilling than I do. It says the majority of people, 53%, agreed that it's an outdated idea. And 77% think grilling should be just as common for women as it is for men. Yeah. By the way, the poll also found that 84% of males and females agree there's nothing better than a good old grilled dinner in the summertime.
Oh, I agree completely.
I don't know about there's nothing better. There are things that are better.
Better meal, I think.
There
is what
are some meals
mean.
that are better. You're a really good cook. Your spaghetti is amazing. I've never seen you grill
spaghetti. But in the summertime, grilled food is the way to go.
Well, I will agree with that.
Yeah.
Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
It's rad. It's bad. It's 80s. The coolest rock vacation of the summer. Retromania Live. August 21st through 25th, the Mansion Theater. Starring Vince Neil, Bobby Brown, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Night Ranger, Tom Kiefer, Tiffany, Lou Graham, Pauly Shore, celebrity autograph signing, costume parties, and more. Single day tickets on sale now at RetromaniaLive.com. Produced by Branson Star Entertainment.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that the Twitter bird has a name? Its official name is Larry. I thought we talked about this once before.
Maybe we did.
If you truly want to be among the savviest social media users out there, you should know that the Twitter bird has an official name, Larry the Bird. Yes, like Larry Bird, former pro basketball player. The Twitter co-founder, Biz Stone, is from Boston, and that's his home team. So that is how they came up with the name Larry the Bird, because he's a fan. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by Radiosavings.com. The Kennedy Center will recognize Francis Ford Coppola, the Grateful Dead, Bonnie Raitt, and many others in their Lifetime Artistic Achievement Honors. 47th Kennedy Center class will be honored with an evening of tributes, testimonies, and performances December 8th. Wow, that's a long ways from now. Why in the world? And then it'll be broadcast on December 23rd. Why is this story coming out so early? Does that seem like a long time in advance?
It seems like a lot of
We're cruising through the year fast, but not that fast. And Joe and Anthony Russo are assembling a team. Again, the Russo bros are in early talks to return to Marvel Studios to direct not just one, but maybe two Avenger movies, according to sources. So they're working on the 5th and 6th Avenger films and some other things as well. So if you're into that kind of thing, Heidi's eyes have glossed over. She's not. So we'll move on. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by Radiosavings.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference, even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over, I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. An Ohio man made up a story about being robbed. Why would you make up such a story? Well, he didn't want to tell his wife that he lost their wedding ring. So I don't know if it was his ring or her ring. It says their wedding ring. So that doesn't make any sense.
Well, he wouldn't have had her wedding ring to lose, I wouldn't think.
He might have. Who knows? Maybe they were just getting ready to get married and he lost the ring. I don't know. All I know is if it was his ring and he had his ring off, why did you have your ring off? What are you doing there? That's not a thing you do. Don't do that.
That's right.
So I've got my ring on my left hand, on my ring finger, and it is there for good because I'm pretty sure I couldn't pry it off with a crowbar. I honestly can. I've lost a little bit of weight, and I thought, I wonder if I could slide that off, and it came off way easier than I thought. I'm like, oh. Now I'm afraid I'm going to lose
Doesn't matter. You have a permanent indentation there. I'm not worried about you getting
Yeah.
away with anything without a ring on.
Analysts are calling it Amazon's answer to discount online retailer Temu or Temu and Shine or Sheen. I've heard both of those pronounced many different ways. The e-commerce giant is developing a bargain section that they will use to sell goods that are made in China and will mostly sell for under $20. Products will include things like clothing and weights and phone cases and even some facial tools, whatever that is. The plan is for Amazon to ship these products directly to the buyers from Chinese warehouses in 9 to 11 days. So kind of doing what they're doing. They're like, hey, if you can't beat them, join them.
Okay.
It's way slower than if you order through Prime, but chances are that if you're shopping from this discount section, you'd be patient enough to say, well, I'll save some money and I'll wait a couple days or a week or whatever.
Okay.
Word is that shipping directly from China, Amazon is going to be able to take advantage of a loophole on import tariffs that both Temu and Shine or Temu and Sheen, however you say them, are currently using. So they're saying they use some sort of loophole to get those prices. I don't know. I'm not going to shop on any of them. It doesn't matter how you pronounce it. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Super excited to visit with a very funny Matt Walsh. Monday, we had a chance to visit with Elizabeth Shue, and the two of them are both in this movie together. It's called The Good Half. It hit nationwide screenings yesterday, but the good news is if you missed it yesterday, it's in theaters again tomorrow through Fathom Events. It's a special event. And Matt, I've not seen the movie yet. I'm excited to see it. But from the trailer, I can already tell I love your character. He seems like a really funny dude.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, he's a father to Nick Jonas, and I can't help but be a funny dude.
Well, and Nick Jonas, he gets all of his looks from you, right?
In this film, yes. In this film, he does. And Elizabeth Shue. He gets her DNA too, Elizabeth Shue.
And we had a chance to chat with her about this film as well. And again, it looks really, really fun. When you first got the script for this and you had a chance to read it, what was your first thought when you were reading about The Good Half?
It's a very sweet, personal story. I actually met the writer too. It was inspired by his own life, one of his parents passing away and figuring out how to get through it. So I like small stories that execute everything they set out to, do. It's beautiful and real and quite relatable because we all experience loss, and also funny and beautiful.
And you wouldn't think, when you think about, hey, it's a movie about somebody who passes away, you would not think comedy. Like, that's not the first thing that comes to mind. But it is a serious movie, but there's definitely some funny parts to this, and I think that's kind of a magical thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a tricky tone, 100%, because it deals with, someone losing their mom and the family's suffering and trying to move on and resolving all these strange relationships inside that family. But as is always, sometimes a sense of humor or trying to find some lightness in those dark moments are what actually can help solve things.
And again, there's some special screenings this week through Fathom Events. And in addition to seeing the movie, you kind of get to see a little behind-the-scene interview with Nick Jonas and also with the director, I believe. Is that who the other person is that is on there as well?
Yes, Robert Schwartzman. I think Brittany Snow might be doing one too, if I'm not mistaken. She's my daughter.
And I think that is a really cool thing. That's a neat way to do this. So not only are you seeing the movie, but you're kind of getting this little sneak peek at, some of the things behind making the movie. And that's something usually you only see, on the special DVD edition. But to be able to see that on the big screen with other people, that's kind of cool.
It is. And do people watch DVDs anymore?
I do, but I'm a weirdo, so what do you know? I still watch VHS from time to time.
Do you watch new DVDs or just old DVDs?
I have a whole bunch of DVDs, and every once in a while, for Christmas, my kids will get me a DVD because they know me, so I guess that just kind of sums me up. And my son has a collection of about 5,000 movies, so we're weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is. He's got like a Blockbuster in his basement, which is pretty awesome.
That is cool.
Now, you've had a chance to be in a bunch of fun projects, and people know you from movies like The Hangover, but they know you from TV shows like Veep. And one of the things that I really like about it seems like you always pick really good characters. It seems effortless when you're acting, and it's so believable. And how much of what you do is ad-lib? Do you get to ad-lib quite a bit?
I wouldn't call it ad-lib. I always pick projects where I can collaborate and contribute beyond what's on the page. But a script has to be good. So the script was really funny, and there were moments in the good half where I was like, can we talk about this, or I have an idea for this moment. And so I'm always interested in projects where they want to hear if I have an idea for moments here and there. So and the ability to be playful and to be invited into a place where on set you can sort of just express and take chances. Those are always the projects I try to seek out.
Well, and you do a really good job. And this new one, like I said, I've not seen it. I've seen the trailer, and the trailer makes me definitely want to see it. So when they put that trailer together, they did a really good job of kind of reeling me in, and I'll bet others as well.
Yeah, it is a wonderful. I like the trailer a lot too, and I think the soundtrack of the movie is pretty cool too. It kind of captures the tone and the mood.
And there's a scene in the trailer where you guys are breaking into somebody's home. You're doing this with your adult children. Is that something that Matt Walsh would do, or just your character?
I would do it with my wife. I don't think I would take my kids along.
But he's doing it for all the right reasons, right?
Yes, all the right reasons. He has justice on his side.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for taking the time to chat. We appreciate it so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Again, our guest today has been Matt Walsh. The movie, The Good Half, is in theaters again tomorrow, a nationwide screening through Fathom Events for a special edition with some commentary and whatnot. All of the details and that magical trailer that I love in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Researchers have found that the average person will form about 400 friendships during a lifetime, but only 33 of those friendships will be long-lasting. That's sad. Do you feel like you have 33 long-lasting friendships?
I don't really have any friends.
You do, too. All of her friends listening right now just looked at the radio like, what? What about me? Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Worrying too much is scientifically associated with higher intelligence. That's why you worry so much. I never worry at all. I just kind of sit here and go,
always
duh.
worried about something.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In camera terms, the human eye is about 576 megapixels.
Oh.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In 2007, a man named Jerry Harper counted to 1 million. He did not leave his apartment or shave until he finished, and it was all broadcast live on a webcam. It took him 3 months to do this.
Okay.
Why?
Why?
And our final
exactly.
fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The smell of chocolate increases theta brainwaves, which triggers relaxation. So if you want to relax, have a little bit of chocolate, according to that. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
It's rad. It's bad. It's 80s. The coolest rock vacation of the summer. Retromania Live. August 21st through 25th, the Mansion Theater. Starring Vince Neil. Bobby Brown, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Night Ranger, Tom Kiefer, Tiffany, Lou Graham, Pauly Shore, celebrity autograph signings, costume parties, and more. Single day tickets on sale now at RetroManiaLive.com. Produced by Branson Star Entertainment.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. 9% of women say this is the top thing they would change about their partner. What is it? Oh, hey. Well, what is it, Heidi? The top thing you'd change about me?
I wouldn't change a thing about you, John.
She says, as I'm wearing Crocs while we're talking. She hates my Crocs. No,
I do. The Crocs are terrible.
The answer is his cologne. That is the thing most people would change.
Yeah, you don't wear cologne.
And Heidi has changed that years ago. She's the one who buys my cologne.
I've tried to get you to wear it. You don't wear it.
I've misplaced it numerous times. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference, even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Florida man facing charges after he allegedly tried to withdraw 1 cent from a bank. Michael Fleming entered Chase Bank at Sumter County at 2 p.m., filled out a withdrawal slip for 1 cent, and handed it to the teller. The bank teller reportedly told Fleming he couldn't withdraw a penny. The man responded, "So you want me to say the other word?" In fear of possible violence, the teller called law enforcement. When deputies arrived, he was still inside the bank and was taken into custody, held on a $5,000 bond. So
I don't
you
understand.
Want me to say the other word? I don't know what that means. Does any of that make sense?
No, not at all. I don't understand why he was arrested for trying to withdraw a penny.
So I think maybe he was.
Did he give her a? Was he trying to rob the bank?
Apparently. So he asked for a penny, and she's like, "I can't give you a penny." And then he alluded to the fact that he was robbing them. Do you want me to say the other word? And then he was arrested for trying to. Hey, I was just trying to take out a penny. I don't know. I don't even know if he has an account there. I mean, what a weird story. It's weird news. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Famous figures whose names we're probably mispronouncing. I mispronounce a lot of names here, so yeah. But I've got this list, and I had it the last couple days as well. Here it is. We're going to wrap up the last 4 today. Amanda Seyfried, but apparently it's not Seyfried or even Siegfried. It's Seyfried.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how you'd say it. Martin Scorsese. That's how we say it.
Yeah.
He introduces himself as Martin Scorsese.
Okay.
Demi Moore. On the record, her name is Demi rather than Demi. So I do say it right, Demi Moore. And I might still say it wrong. And Rihanna. It's Rihanna. She pronounces it Rihanna, not Rihanna. So, see? We learn all kinds of stuff here.
Well, there you go.
Heidi doesn't because she's on her phone right now.
I'm sorry.
That is the list.
I'm
brought
responding
to you
to somebody.
by Better Credit
I'm responding
Cards.
to the friend that I thought I didn't have.
Yeah, just like, seriously, I do love you. I was just being funny. The list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis by allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com. Our quote today is from Edna Buchanan, who says, "True friends are those who really know you, but love you anyway."
That is true.
I love that. And you know what? I think that's true, by the way, because there are people who, they think they know you and they love you, but they don't know all these things about you. But the ones who know you the best and still love you, that I think is good. That's really good.
I agree.
Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And our good news story today, I think this is just a really... It's sad that this stuff is even happening, but it's a great story. It comes from Bradenton, Florida. A heartwarming act of heroism. A police officer rescues a dog that was left in a car on a scorching hot summer day. Why are people leaving a dog in a hot car?
I don't know why people are doing that. They should know better by now.
Have you not gotten the memo that that's a bad idea? The police department there shared the story on Facebook, highlighting a compassion of Sergeant Borden, who saved a puppy dog's life. With outside temperatures soaring to an estimated heat index of 98 degrees, the conditions inside the car were dangerously higher than that. He got to the scene and quickly assessed the dire situation. Hearing the dog's distressing cries, he took action. He says, "I know, buddy. I'm going to get you out of here." And he had to break a window to free the dog. The dog, showing clear signs of heat distress, eagerly drank an entire liter of water once rescued. Afterwards, she was taken through for a checkup, and they made sure that she was okay. The dog's owner, by the way, was located, and she remained in custody of Animal Services as the investigation continues. So a few days later, says the dog is doing great and will stay under the care of Animal Services. The incident serves as a vital reminder of the dangers of leaving pets in parked cars. I'm going to just say this. It's
And
not in the
kids.
story. Yeah. And children
Yeah.
and grandmothers and spouses. You know, when you're in the store shopping, don't forget, Heidi, that your husband is in the car sweating to death. She leaves me in the car all the time. She cracks a window, though. That's nice of her. The officers hope that this story will raise the awareness and also prevent similar situations from happening in the future. So this lady who had this dog not only has a broken window, she also, it sounds like she got in a little bit of trouble as well. So I don't know exactly why she thought it was a good idea to leave her dog in the car and then be gone for what seems like a long time, long enough for somebody else to notice a dog and for them to call the police and for the police to get there and rescue the dog. So I don't know how long this person was in the store or whatever they were doing, but it's a bad idea. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.